Hold up. Right now, as you are watching this, there are 9 military governments running African countries. 9. And in the last 5 years alone, we have witnessed a relentless wave of successful power seizures, including in Guinea, Sudan, Chad, Niger, and Gabon. But the true story lies in the collapse of the system. Mali and Burkina Faso, 2 key nations in the Sahel, each experienced not 1, but 2 successful military takeovers in 5 years. That is a total of 9 successful coups in Africa since 2020, and the instability is accelerating. Just this year, we have witnessed successful coups in Madagascar and Guinea-Bissau, alongside major plots failed in Nigeria and elsewhere. Every single one of these countries was holding Western-style multi-party elections. So what went wrong? All the military leaders who took over almost have word for word the same explanation, the same reason for what they took over. The politicians were corrupt, terrorists were everywhere, billions in Western aid missing, and people got poorer. And then we took over. And when they take over, we see crowds, not in dozens, but in hundreds of thousands, pouring into the streets, cheering the soldiers, burning French and American flags, waving Russian and Chinese ones instead. The people we see on the street are not there crying. Instead, they are celebrating. This shows that what you're experiencing in Africa is not just a coup, but a verdict. For millions of ordinary Africans, democracy stopped meaning freedom. It started meaning a tiny elite owning houses in London and Paris, 50% youth unemployment, terrorists taking control of half the country, and IMF telling you to remove fuel subsidies while your president buys another private jet. In that situation, once a 35-year-old colonel surrounded by fellow military officers announces in the government house that they have taken over, the street explodes with joy. If the Western democratic leadership is good for the people, then why do they explode in joy rather than protest to protect their leaders? Why? The coups aren't the disease, they are the symptom. Until African leaders admit that their incompetence have failed millions of African people, the tanks will keep rolling. The real question isn't why another coup. It is why are the African people always so happy when these coups occur? If this made you to rethink everything you have been told about democracy in Africa, then hit the like button, drop a comment with the country you think is next, and subscribe, follow, because the old narrative just got burnt and we are not going back to sleep. The African continent is wide awake, and it's time for African leaders to wake up.